You know why these teams don't want any part of one another? Because they don't want a loss on their record. They don't want to play these games. I said this stuff today when I was on with Ballpark Franks, my buddy in Nashville. I said on the air today that no one. The problem with like Indiana basketball anymore is, here's the problem. They don't play Kentucky, Louisville, and Notre Dame anymore like they used to. Every year they played them when Bob Knight was there. Bob Knight was afraid of no one. Bob Knight would play Duke, he'd play Kentucky, he'd play Denny Crum, he'd play anyone. He'd play Notre Dame, Digger Phelps. Every year it was automatic, right? And you know what happens? You bring in these guys like Archie, and you bring in these other guys, I don't care who it is, Sampson, whoever. None of them want to play big games because they don't want to lose. That's what the deal is. They don't want to lose, so they play cream puff candy ass schedules. And the bottom line is this. The reason why Bob Knight won national championships, in my opinion, was because he took on all comers always. He played Kentucky, he played Louisville, he played Notre Dame, always, right? And then what happened? The same thing that happens with Duke. Duke plays in tournaments like the Maui and wherever. They play in these big holiday tournaments, right? And what does that do? You play against the best early. You play against the Texas Techs early. Guess what? They make it to the NCAA championship game. And so does Duke, Final Four, because the more you play great teams, the better you get as a team. And then when it comes time for the tournament, you're ready to rock and roll against anybody. When you play candy-ass, cream puff schedules all year long, and you're afraid to play opponents, it's when you don't matter. You just will never matter. And that's what's the problem with college football, is that Miami and Florida don't want to play each other. Miami and Notre Dame don't want to play each other. Miami and Michigan want to stop playing one another. They ruin all these rivalries. Pitt and Penn State, Pitt and West Virginia. They should have never stopped any of that stuff because they're a bunch of candy-ass peas. And you know what I'm talking about. You're all a bunch of wussies. You're afraid to play people, and that's all there is to it. Bob Knight was never afraid of anybody. He'll play you. In fact, he'll play you in your building, and he'll buy your wife lunch before he plays you. Then he might end up with your wife when it's over. You never know.